So in this video I want to show you guys how to watch movies and TV shows and give you an understanding on how it works. So I'm going to go into one channel. One channel is one I use 99% of the time, mostly because it does tend to have the most sources available. Why that's important is that as these links come out and copyright companies find them, they do request for the links to be taken down, and that's sometimes why not all the links work. So having multiple sources to choose from just helps us be able to get the content we want when we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into movies here. Once you're in movies, you're going to have a whole bunch of different options that you can browse by. Personally, I go into featured most of the time because that's going to be all the latest new movies that are out. Play around with it, browse through, you'll find lots of stuff. If you know what you're looking for specifically, obviously you can just go over to the search option here. It's a little bit tedious to sit there and type in with your remote, so one of the things I do recommend is if you are going to be searching for a lot of stuff and browsing that way, I would recommend picking up either a wired or wireless USB keyboard. That way it's a little bit easier for typing, but if you don't mind using the remote for typing, feel free. But it is a lot easier to use a keyboard. So if you go into the featured section here, which is the one I tend to go into to check out all the latest movies, you're going to find a large list of movies, and you can go browse by every page. I think has 25 titles on it. You're going to notice that you get the background images, the descriptions, things like that. If you find a movie that you're looking at and you want to watch it, or at least even check the quality of the movie, because there's a way to do that as well, you can actually just click on the movie itself. And you're going to notice on the left hand side next to all the sources that you're going to have either, it's going to say DVD like it does, you're going to have an option where there's TS, TC, and then CAM. CAM being the lowest, DVD being the highest quality, using one channel. If you're using Ice Films, that's another story. They do have 720p content. I believe sometimes you'll get that on one channel, but Ice Films organizes it into HD content and labels it that way, so you're guaranteed to get the HD content with Ice Films. One of the things I want to show you here is that there are these highlighted options, SockShare and PutLocker. I have been noticing lately PutLocker is a little finicky. I've been using SockShare a lot, or since the new update I've noticed that since they started highlighting them, SockShare and PutLocker sometimes are kicking you off or stopping halfway through the movie. And the reason for that is now that they highlight them, a lot of people I find use them because they are verified sources. So because of that, they're getting higher traffic to their server, so it's causing the server to be overloaded and boots everybody off. So one of the things I've been doing is playing around with some of these other ones. Some of the Euro ones in my location is okay. Again, it's going to depend on where you're located as well, because depending on where their servers are geographically can make a big difference in speed and connection. So I've also been using MoveShare.net, NovaMove, the one down here. So any of those ones tend to also work fairly well in my location. So play around with the different sources, because as the links go down, they will automatically update with new links as they become available. So one day none of the links might work, or 5 of the links might work, and then the next day all of them may work, because they automatically just update every time you load the system. It's going to scan the website, download any links that are available in the database, and then allow you to choose from those. So I'm going to just pick, we'll try NovaMove here. So as you can see, it's started to play. I've turned down the volume so that I'm able to talk over everybody, but so I'm just going to stop it here. And we'll go back out. And as you can see, again, you can just browse by the different movies, things like that, fun size. Throw on SockShare. Oh, so unfortunately this is a good example where sometimes the URL is not existent anymore. So what you can do, if that one doesn't work, you can just try, say, Nova Move down here. And as you can see, some links aren't going to work, some links are. Again, it's automatically going to update, so you don't have to worry about that stuff. You just have to trial and error and see which links work. You will find certain sources you'll start using more and more, just as I have. Again, it does depend on your geographic location, which is why they have more than one source. I'm going to go back out. I'm just going to show you TV shows real quick because it's the same idea. If you go into TV shows here, we can either search for your favorite TV show. You can actually subscribe to TV shows. I do have a tutorial on my website there that also shows you how to subscribe to shows and basically keep up to date on your latest shows without having to go searching for them all the time. But just to give you an idea, if we go into featured here, as the internet loads, and again, the faster your internet connection, the better for streaming, for loading the content and all the description files and pretty well everything. So and this is a great moment to talk about how Wi-Fi is much slower, because I am running off Wi-Fi right now. I do personally have a Linksys 6500, which is the top of the line router that you can get right now, capable of wireless end speeds up to 450 megabytes per second. I'm not getting those top speeds because that's maximum speeds, but I do recommend doing a wired connection if you're going to be doing any HD streaming, or if you're having trouble with your current wireless router not being strong enough or not being able to reach the room that you have the device in. I personally use a Powerline AV adapter, which basically plugs into your wall outlet and turns your existing power lines into a wired connection, making this loading process much faster. But right now I'm just running off Wi-Fi. So let me just pick, we'll do Pawn Stars here. So it doesn't matter what you pick, basically it's gonna, you pick your TV show, you go in here, you pick your season, say season 3, and then you're gonna pick your episode. Once it loads, should have wired it in, would have been a little bit better for the tutorial. Perfect. So, as you can see, it did take a little while to load all the different episodes in here because there are quite a few. But again, faster internet connection, and I do recommend a wired connection. Just makes things a little bit better and more seamless, less trouble, less variables to worry about. But let's try. Sure. Is this even? Yeah. Okay. So we'll try. I'll put sock share on. I try to go for the ones with the least amount of views because that tends to be the ones that have been around, the ones with more views have been around longer, so more likely to have been taken down. So as you can see, you can watch your favorite TV shows, things like that. Decent quality most of the time, especially because once it's aired on TV, it's just somebody recording it from the station and uploading it on there. So normally you can get the video sometimes before it's even out, depending on what time zone you're in, and sometimes it's the next day. So if you look at my tutorial for doing subscriptions, you'll be able to keep up to date on all your stuff and not have to go through all that process that I just did. So that's why I set up the subscriptions, and it is a really nice feature. So check that one out. Well, that kind of concludes the movie and TV show demo. Again, keep in mind it's the sources that are going to make and determine whether or not they're going to work or not. So if you're getting this far, things are loading, that means your internet's going. If some of the links are down, it just means you gotta wait till they update the sources and basically come out with new links that haven't been taken down. So just try it out, play around with it. Any questions or comments you have, leave them below, and I'd be glad to answer them. Have a great day.